The Rams lose a tough one. Hello, everybody. Terry Bennett here on the Jack Powell Ford Mineral Wells Football Show right here on S2S Sports, part of L4 Media. And you knew it was going to be tough. We talked about it last week. This was a really, really good Graham team. Really one of their better teams that they've had in a few years. And Graham's had some great teams over the last years. And that quarterback and that offensive line and that defense. And I think there's some learning things from this game, but it does hurt on the scoreboard. But more importantly, you move on to the last non-district game on the road this week against Gatesville, a Hornets team that is really good in themselves. Now, I know they're 3-2, but they're good. And they've got a really big offensive line. That's kind of where they make their hay. They live behind those big boys. And you're going to see some big size on that offensive line for the Gatesville Hornet. I think it's going to be an absolutely wonderful game and another learning experience as Mineral Wells gets ready for district play. As always, we'll have the head coach, Cody Worrell, on for the interview that we do each week with him. But first, we want to thank our title sponsor, Jack Powell Ford. You can find them online at jackpowellford.com. As we've talked about, it's so easy nowadays to buy a car. You don't even have to leave your house. Just go online. You can even see if you're qualified. You don't even have to give your social security number. Then you can do inventory search, whatever you're looking for. Then take get a look, get to it, get finance, buy your car. Simple as that. But you can also go there if you'd like to as well. You can also call them at 940-468-8502. If you need parts, 940-468-3111. If you need to go in there, they're located at 1418 Southeast 1st Street in Mineral Wells. That's something you don't do, or I don't see many people do. And maybe this is a small town thing compared to a big town. I'm not sure. Mineral Wells kind of is right in the middle of that. But growing up in East Texas, that was a thing you kind of did on Sunday. A non-football season, of course. You would, you go out to eat after church and then maybe drive around to the few car lots in the town and just kind of take a gander. My dad always would look at the same couple trucks, all that kind of fun stuff. So you can still do that if you want to. Just go to Jack Powell Ford in Mineral Wells. All right, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, it's the head coach of the Rams, Coach Cody Worrell, to talk the loss to Graham and the matchup to Gatesville right here on the Jack Powell Ford Mineral Wells Football Show. Is your demanding work lifestyle in need of fire-resistant clothing that can keep up? Well, L4FR clothing should be your go-to for quality, affordability, safety, and style. L4FR was founded by a third-generation oil field worker who is also a veteran. Thus, this company has a deep appreciation for reliability and longevity, all while we provide first-rate customer service. Our durable apparel will serve you well for many years to come, whether you're working on a pipeline, a lineman climbing utility poles, or in any other environment requiring fire-resistant apparel. L4FR has you covered. Our apparel is tough enough to resist hazardous conditions while still providing high comfort and style. L4FR provides clothing options to ensure your safety and comfort, whether you're on the job or not. To view our complete inventory of flame-resistant garments, please visit our online store at l4frclothing.com or give us a call at 817-757-4935. Si habla español. Terry Bennett back here on the Jack Powell Ford Mineral Wells Football Show. Now joined by the head coach of the Rams, Coach Cody Worrell. And, Coach, tough loss. You knew going in it was going to be a tough one. Your thoughts on the Graham game?
I was, Graham's good. I mean, they're they when you think about Graham football, this team's, what it is. I mean, there's not very many weaknesses. They're up front. They're really good, and their skill kids are good, and quarterback's really, really good. I was just, I knew it was going to be a tough week. I knew that we'd have to play out, really, really well, and some good things would have to happen for us to, be in that ball game. And it didn't work out like that. I just, and it's on me and our coaching staff. Our kids weren't ready to play. We just, made some. Not only did they play, go against a good team, we felt like we shot ourselves in the foot and didn't play real well, especially in the first half, and bounced back in the second half, and I felt like our kids didn't quit, kept playing hard, and because there was a time about halfway through the second quarter where I thought our kids kind of shut it down, and but I was proud I was proud of the way they played in the second half.
All right, but you say that they didn't give up, and in my opinion, that's a step forward for the program. You got to. It's easy when you're winning, but when you're getting your butt kicked, to still have that effort.
No doubt, and that's something that we really challenged them at halftime. That they could have a choice. They get more embarrassed than they are. We're already getting embarrassed by where they could step up and fight after getting punched in the mouth, and I was proud of the way they responded.
Well, when you play a team like that, and you're a new coach at a new program, do you point to your kids that's where we want to be down the road? Because you and I have talked about Graham is really good this year, and do you point to them when you're talking about them, when you're game planning against them? That's where we want this program to be in a year, 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah, no, it's something we kind of talked about after the game a little bit. It was good for our kids to see what a great football team looks like, and that's something that for our younger kids, junior, sophomore, freshmen, sophomores, juniors to see, that's where the level that we want to be at someday. And everybody says that, but I know that those kids and coaches in Graham are working their tails off, and obviously they've got some ability as well, but I truly believe that programs like that, it's a year round, working your tail off to achieve a goal, and that's something that we want to do.
And I hate to be cliche, but it really is true. You don't win football in the fall; you win football in the off season.
No doubt, and that's something that I just getting here late. I haven't had a chance to establish. We got a little bit of that stuff during the summer with our new how we're doing weights and stuff. It was a refresher for our kids coming into the season, but the summer's not off season, and it's something that we strive for high numbers, and then we did have high numbers, participation numbers this summer. But yeah, no, I'm a firm believer of off season lifting, running. I'm a big believer in track. And our kids are necessarily we're doing the track workouts. Our speed workouts are our old school track workouts is what they are, but we call them speed workouts now. And getting that mental toughness installed in them is going to be key for us in the spring.
All right, you go on the road this week, your last non-district game. You're taking on a Gatesville team that, again, I think people might look at the two losses, but I think this is a really solid Hornets team who just shut out a good Godly team last week, 30-0.
Man, no doubt. They do a really, really good job. They're big up front. They've got 3 kids at 300 plus. I've got 6 kids from their right side is center 6 foot 300, right guard 6'2", 335, and 6'3", 330 for the right tackle, and then 250 and 220 on the left side. So they're not small either. I mean, they're big kids, and man, Coach Hunter does a really, really good job with what they have. They got a really good running back. Well, I say they've got multiple running backs that are pretty good, and quarterback does a really good job off the play action and hitting his receivers. They're going to be in the eye, running, power running, controlling the clock, kind of similar to sometimes what we look like. And man, their defense flies around. They get after it. They're a really well-coached football team, and they're a really good team. I know people seen some of their losses, but last week when they shut out a good Godly team, with that good running back they have over there, it was impressive.
All right, so this is the last game before district. As a coach, does that matter to you? When you get into the game, is there a chance that, if you feel like, you don't want people to get injured, or you're just trying to save some snaps for district, or do you just treat this like any other game?
Man, I just treat it like any other game, honestly. Our mindset's all seasons just kind of trying to take it one game at a time, 1 week at a time, and so we're not going to treat it any different. We're going to try to go to Gatesville and play a good football team, and hopefully we're playing a good clean football game on our end. And the season's long, but it really is short, and we're already almost halfway through it. So I'm worried about how we get our kids better this week to go into district.
Here at L4 Media, we talk high school football, 4A, 3A, and 2A in Texas. We talk East Texas sports. We talk NFL, guy talk, movie, and booze. We also talk wrestling and so much more. And you can see it all on our YouTube channel at L4 Media Company. Like and subscribe. Here at L4 Media, we talk high school football, 4A, 3A, and 2A in Texas. We talk East Texas sports. We talk NFL, guy talk, movie and booze. We also talk wrestling and so much more. And you can see it all on our YouTube channel at L4 Media Company. Like and subscribe. As always, I do want to thank the coach, Cody Worrell, for joining us here on the Jack Powell Ford Mineral Wells Football Show. Excuse me. It's a learning process, and I think that was an important step forward, even in a loss. Now you've got a game in Gatesville, which is a very much a, one possession type game. I think whoever wins this game, barring just weird turnovers, things like that, things you can't ever predict. I think talent-wise, Gatesville's a little bit more talented offensively, but I think Mineral Wells can score on Gatesville. I think it's going to be a really good game, and it's a great game to send off the Rams into district play. Again, thank our title sponsor, Jack Powell Ford. You can find them online at jackpowellford.com. Any questions, thoughts, or comments, you can email them to me, Terry at let me try that again. Terry at s2sports.com. Any questions for Coach Worrell, email to me there. Also, if you want to check out 4A across the state, listen to our 4A show each and every week. Grant Goodwin and I talk sideline to sideline 4A style. S2S Grant and Terry.com. You can also find us on Facebook, sideline to sideline, on Twitter at Grant and Terry. Until next week, I'm Terry Bennett. This has been the Jack Powell Ford Mineral Wells Football Show on S2S Sports, part of L4 Media.